Hey there, this is Mr. Alexander, and I want to briefly talk to you about adding, subtracting, and multiplying polynomials. This is what we covered in class January 27th and January 28th. So let's get right to it. We'll start with adding polynomials. And the rules here is you can only add terms if they have the same variable and the same exponent. And you can only add the coefficients. Always keep the exponent the same. So here's how I like to think about these problems. I've got these separated by a plus sign, so don't make the mistake of trying to FOIL these out because that's a plus, not multiplication. We'll deal with that later. So there's no distribution going on here, no sort of multiplication. The way I like to think about this is, how many x squared do I have? I've got 3x squared here, and I've got another positive 4x squared here. So 3x squared plus 4x squared, that's just 3 plus 7, or 3 plus 4, which is 7x squared. Same process here. How many x's do I have? I've got negative 2x's here, positive 5x's here, negative 2 plus 5 is 3x. And then how many constants do I have? I've got 8 here, I've got negative 12 here. 8 minus 12 is minus 4. And that's it, that's how you add. Let me show you another one really quick. How many x squareds do I have? I've got 4x squared here, and I've got none over here, so I've got a total of 4x squared. How many x's do I have? 5 here, 3 here. 5 plus 3 is 8x. 7 minus 5, that's 2. There's one more step on subtraction. So here are the rules for subtracting polynomials. You can only subtract terms if they have the same variable and the same exponent. You can change the sign of every term in the second polynomial and then add the two polynomials. So it's just like adding, but we're going to add a step. Here's what I'm talking about. So I'm just going to keep this 5x squared minus 2x plus 4, and I'm going to change the sign in the middle from a minus to a plus, because I'm just going to distribute this minus sign to all three of these terms in this trinomial. So negative times 2x squared is negative 2x squared. Negative times 6x is minus 6x, and a negative times 8 is minus 8. After you've distributed the minus sign, we're just adding. So ask yourself the question, how many x squareds do you have? You have 5 here, and you've got negative 2 here. 5 plus a negative 2, that's 3x squared. How many x's do you have? You've got negative 2 here, and negative 6 here. So negative 2 plus negative 6 is negative 8x. You've got 4 constants here, and negative 8 constants here. 4 minus 8 is minus 4. That's the answer. So let's do another one just like that. First step, leave the first polynomial. In this case it's a trinomial because there's 3 terms. Leave that one alone. Change the minus sign to a plus sign, and then distribute the minus sign to everything inside the parentheses. So make that a negative 3x and a plus 5. And ask yourself the question, how many x squareds do you have? I just see the one here. I don't see any others. So you've got 1x squared. How many x's do you have? You've got negative 4x and plus a negative 3x. Negative 4 plus negative 3 is negative 7x. How many constants do you have? You've got 8 here. You got 5 there. 8 plus 5 is 13. So adding and subtracting polynomials is pretty simple. The part that takes a little bit more time to do, and these were really quick, the addition and subtraction were really quick, but multiplication is a little bit more complex. It's nothing difficult, but I'm going to show you 2 different ways to do this. The 2 ways that I like to do it. And in the end, all we're doing is a bunch of distribution. We're distributing each of these terms to each of the other terms in the other polynomial. So the first way I want to show you how to do this is just simple multiplication the way you would have done it way back in the 3rd grade when you're trying to multiply multiple digit numbers. So you've got a 5x squared minus x plus 3, and you've got a 5x plus 4, and we're going to multiply these. So you start with the 4. 4 times 3 is positive 12. 4 times negative x is minus 4x, and 4 times 5x squared is 20x squared. So all I did is I took that 4 and I distributed it to each of the terms in the trinomial. I'm going to do the same thing with the 5x. I'm going to distribute that 5x to each of the 3 terms in the trinomial. But remember, from your multiple digit multiplication, you start in a different place. You don't start under the 12, you put a 0 there. And we're going to start under the x here. So 5x times 3 is positive 15x. 5x times negative x is negative 5x squared. And then finally 5x times 5x squared. 5 times 5 is positive 25. X times x squared is x to the 3rd power. And then the process here is you just add them on up. So you've got 12 plus 0 is 12. That's positive. Negative 4 plus 15 is positive 11x. 20x squared minus 5x squared is just 15x squared. And then, of course, you've got your 25x cubed. So you got your final answer right here. That's the polynomial after you simplified it through multiplication. So some people are going to prefer to do it this way, the way you did it in the 3rd grade, but some people prefer the box method. So on the next example, I want to show you how to do this using the box method. So we've got 2x squared minus 3x plus 4 times 5x squared plus 2x minus 6. So you've got a trinomial because there's 3 times a trinomial. 3 by 3. 3 times 3 is 9, so we need to make a box that's 3 by 3 that has 9 individual squares in there. So I'm just going to make myself a 3 by 3 box real quick. And above the box, I'm going to write the first trinomial. 2x squared, negative 3x, positive 4. Well, on the other side of the box, I'm going to write the other trinomial. 5x squared, positive 2x, negative 6. And all we're going to do is we're going to multiply the terms as they intersect. So I'm going to do 5x squared times 2x squared. 5 times 2 is 10. X squared times x squared is x to the 4th. 5x squared times negative 3x. 5 times 3 is negative 15. X squared times x is x to the 3rd. And then 5 times 4 is 20. And then x squared times 1 is just x squared. 2x times 2x squared is 4x cubed. 2x times negative 3x is negative 6x squared. 2x times 4 is 8x. Negative 6 times 2x squared is negative 12x squared. Negative 6 times negative 3 is positive 18x. Negative 6 times 4 is negative 24. So we've got all this stuff in the box here, and all we need to do is combine like terms. And usually that's going to happen along the diagonals here. So we're just going to combine along these diagonals. And ask yourself the same set of questions. How many x to the 4th do you have? Well, that's 10x to the 4th. How many x cubes do you have? 4 minus 15 is negative 11x cubes. How many x squareds? Negative 12 and negative 6 is negative 18, plus 20 is 2x squareds. How many x's? 18 and 8 make 26 x's. And then finally, the constant, negative 24. And that's the final answer. So you've got 2 methods to multiply polynomials. You can either use the old-fashioned 3rd grade multiplication way, or you can use the box method. You have a choice. That's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching. Hope it was useful.